Group 4 of the TUS Clare Senior Hurling Championship. It's Ballyea versus Cratloe. Fine crowd coming into the venue here on what has turned out to be a gorgeous evening, it must be said. The rain that had threatened all day has stayed away and the heat has died down. That's a perfect combination, but no doubt it will get warm between the four white lines. That is for certain. Tommy Guilfoyle is our analyst with us here this afternoon. Tommy, huge game. Permutations and all the rest of it out the window. Go and win the game, secure your future.
Yeah, and I think that's what you want going into the last round of the round robin is, you know, be still there with something to play, and the prize is big here. And you look at two giants of Clare club hurling over the last couple of years, and you know, one of them could be one of them could have a long autumn come winter.
And doesn't that just make the whole point? Because it's not even relegation or a playoff. It's lose tonight and you can go at it for a full week.
Yeah, and again, look at, I suppose, you know, at the start of the year, everyone's ambition was to get out of the group and get to that quarter final, where, as we know, in the Clare Championship over the last couple of years, anything can happen. So for one of these clubs, it's bye-bye, and the other one is on the way to a quarter final. They're
level on points in the table, Ballyea just ahead on score difference, so a draw would do them if that's what transpired. Level on points, but are they level on form?
Look at, I suppose Cratloe put up against Scariff, came from behind, I think, and they've put up a good score. So there's lots of scoring threat on both sides, and I suppose look at I hate mentioning them because sometimes you can be alluding that Ballyea are a one-man team, but it could hinge on how they limit Kelly. I don't say stop him, because I think that's probably impossible. So it's about cutting the supply, or dare I say it, drop a +1 or a sweeper or a extra covering defender or a sitting six. I think we'll have to wait and see. But look at, it's about there's no point in coming out here and trying to defend and limit the score line, because you have to go and win the game.
Just a word before we get to teams from this particular game, Tommy. We've already had two championship games this afternoon. Group 1 is now decided. Clonlara, fair scare against Crusheen. People would have been watching that, of course, and listening to it as well. Late Fergus Kennedy goal put it right back in the mixer, but they saw it through, and again, the Clonlara character, it has shone through.
Yeah, and again, look at it, if Clonlara had lost that game, they'd be kicking themselves, because I think they had 20 plus wides, and when you leave a team like Crusheen hanging in there, you're only inviting them to come back, and back they did. They won by 1 point in the end, so Clonlara safely through. I suppose from a Clonlara point of view, picked up a couple of injuries again. Moriarty and Dylan McMahon on top of already John Condon and Jayton McMahon had been out. So I suppose look at, you've 2 weeks now, I think. Is it 2 weeks to a quarter final? So they'll be trying to get those ready. And look at, it was great. I met up with John Condon today. He was the stats man with a big whiteboard, one that Paul Kinnock has. So I thought that maybe he would have gone electronic, but he was back to the old marker board and the pencil.
Condon is old school, there's no question about it. How was he?
Yeah, good form. Yeah, he says it's still attached.
Good. That's always good news.
I think the prospects are good. I think and let's hope that for his sake, and anyone that knows John Condon, I wouldn't bet on seeing him before the year's out.
Right, well, Clonlara will hope that they're right in the closing stages for that to happen. Let's turn our attentions back here then to O'Garney Park, and we'll run you through the teams, folks. Ballyea and Cratloe going through their warm-up routines down here. Ballyea at the roadside to our left, Cratloe away to our right-hand side. And we'll start with Ballyea, who have a change in goal after that injury to Barry Coote the last day. He doesn't make the starting team. Oisin Griffin comes in his place. Their full-back line is Peter Casey, Paul Flanagan and Morgan Gary. Half-back line, as it's named, is Garrod O'Connell, Jack Brown and Dara Moylan. Midfield pairing on paper again of Tony Kelly, and wearing number 19 is Daniel Costello. It's Niall Deasy wearing the number 18 jersey is Tygo Hulacan, and 12 Pierce Lillis making up their half forward line, with an inside line Keane Kirby, Cahill Doohan and Aaron Griffin. For Cratloe, 3 changes from the programme team. It's Owen Deegan in goal. Reen McNamara wears number 2. Wearing number 22 is Liam Markham, and David Collins is their named full back line. It's Jamie Moylan, Diarmuid Ryan and Cahill Lohan in the half back line. line. Midfield this evening will be Owen Carey and Dahi Collins. The Cratloe half-forward line, Darren Neville, Conor McGrath and Ty Glohan, with an inside line, Podge Collins, Rian Considine, and wearing 24. We're all excited to see how much this fella can do for Clare hurling, is none other than Mark O'Brien. Tommy, lots of changes in terms of personnel. I predict there will be lots of changes too in terms of positions. We'll just have to wait and see how this one pans out over the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, these programmes are becoming well scribbled on over the last couple of weeks, because now look at, in one way it's very clear, you go by your number, and but the formations, I suppose, we'll just have to wait and see. For me, it'll be interesting. Would Diarmuid Ryan drop a line back? I doubt it. That would be Robin Peter to pay Paul. And at the other end, where will Gudgie Garrod O'Connell play? Will he play at wing back or will he play at midfield? And then you have the old warrior Pierce Lillis coming back into the starting lineup. So, we know what they bring. They bring, big work rate, but on an evening like this evening, there's no breeze. So I think the ball will swing from end to end. Yeah, it's getting a bit fresher than it had been all day, but no, my hair isn't blowing anywhere.
Nor mine. There's not much hair blowing around up here, let me tell you. But I suppose it will be testing though, Tommy. It is still quite heavy, so there'll be plenty of water needed out there.
Yeah, no, it was, it's still it's kind of that sweltering heat as well. There's no great sunshine, but I was in Tulla earlier today, and I never saw as many players getting towelled down before the match started, so never mind after the game. But look, as the evening goes on, it'll probably cool off. As I said, no breeze, so should be no excuses. From
a Cratloe point of view, Tommy, the man wearing 13 down there, Podge Collins, he's often the puppet master in terms of what they do. His role, I suppose, in that middle third, I would imagine he'll stick around a while. That's going to be crucial. Yeah,
and I think from a Cratloe point of view, they have lots of pace up front, and maybe they may try to condense that middle third, maybe leave only one or two up front and push their half forward line back into midfield and just condense the space between their half back line and the full back line to to cut off that space that Kelly thrives on if and when the ball goes in.
Crowd still coming in the gates here. We're to our left hand side, the stand, not too many in there. I think people are happy enough to hang around by the barriers here in front of us on what is a beautiful evening indeed. Robbie Hogan down to our left hand side and John O'Gorman manning the managerial position over here as well. We just saw there the shots of Jamie Moylan is down there warming up as well. Tommy, he's been a huge addition, big, rangy, strong young fella.
Yeah, and again, look, I suppose he's one of the players that a lot of people are keeping an eye on as potential Clare senior. He has made the step up from 17s to 20s, and I suppose he'll be. But at the moment, there'll be no concentration on county panels and that. Even though I see the management are here and they were in Tulla, so that search goes on for who shall I say, the magic man that might get us over the line next year. Some young lad could step up.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there's been big news on the intercounty front this afternoon, Tommy, with the news that Pat Ryan has decided enough is enough from a Cork managerial perspective. Were you expecting that?
Well, I'm not surprised, but by the same token, just slightly surprised that it was the Sarsfields club announced it. I know, look at it, in the announcement there was nothing sinister in it or anything like that. But look at, Pat had a tough year. Didn't end, I suppose, the way they had envisaged, and for Pat and his management team to go back, I'd say you'd be talking about a 3-year stint, and he has 5 done between 20s and seniors, so modern day county management is a full-time job.
Yeah, no, it certainly is, but he doesn't owe Cork hurling much, that's for sure. The toss has been won by Ballyea. They've opted to play out to the school end here away to our left-hand side from the commentary position. We were told earlier on that the goals down here at the scoreboard they're very definitely the scoring goals anyway, so it'll be Cratloe's job to try and attack them in this first half, and already we can see that the positional switches are going on. I see Cathal Lohan up here at wing forward.
Yeah, look, I think the scoring goals, I presume that information came from Sil, who got many of a ball over that bar down there, but I'm not sure was it the goalpost.
Would you believe it wasn't him, but he is here now, and so too is the game, and so too is the ball in the hands of Gearóid O'Connell. Looked like he might have been pulled back there, but Cahalohan tidies it up. As we say, they're attacking left to right as we look at it here on this fine evening. Custody Construction, our commentary sponsors. Tony Kelly gets the ball away, but it's tidied up. Liam Markham over there just standing back, spots a little run in the corner, sends it down towards the run of Cahalohan. That's big track back there by none other than Jack Brown in his right cornerback position right now, breaking out, trying to lie in maybe to buy that free, but Niall Malone wasn't purchasing this time. The ball comes down here to Diarmuid Ryan. He's steaming onto it on the far side of the pitch in front of the Tom Murray Memorial Stand, but that ball stays out to the left hand side and wide. 40 seconds on the clock, plenty action on the field, things settling down. Positions, numbers, they mean very, very little. Darren Neville wears 10, he's inside at full forward for Cratloe.
Yeah, and again, he has been one of the more impressive performers for Cratloe. You know, he has an eye for scores now. The men that always had an eye for score, McGrath on the ball. Yeah,
lovely one-handed flick just to go in time down to Rian Considine. He flicks it on as well, goes around the corner. Peter Casey there with him, he's in the shadow of the scoreboard. Considine just looking at assessing his options, goes back towards the 45, just didn't get quite the connection on that, and working back deep to pick this one up is Cian Kirby. Lays it back to Gudgie, he switches it to the far side of the ground, sends Niall Deasy running off over there with Liam Markham. Will he get there before the sideline? Markham does really well, uses the body just to shield the ball and gives it back to David Collins, stands up and sends it away down the field, and Cratloe now bring it down that far side. Wearing it over there is Owen Carey around the 265 metre lines. Again goes for a long direct attacking ball inside. Good contest between Darren Neville and Paul Flanagan, but it's Ballyea that come away with it. That man back there is Peter Casey. He finds Oisin Griffin in the goal. He was in and out the last day as that injury to Barry Coote was being dealt with. Ball down the line once again. Fitz says no score on the board yet, but plenty endeavour. And Podge Collins, the man we spoke about, he was exceptional for the footballers last weekend, just trying to hold on to that ball. Again, reading it first and brilliantly there is Tygo Hulacan trying to come into it, but he's well challenged. Mark O'Brien with the red helmet flicks the ball out to the far side of the pitch to Owen Carey. He's out on the far 65 metre line, sends it towards the post, goes left and wide again. 2 shots for Cratloe, Tommy. No wide, or 2 wides on the board, no scores, 2 minutes played.
Yeah, lots of intensity, you know, not a lot of time on the ball for the players in possession. So, you know, expect lots of mistakes and turnovers.
Paul Flanagan drives out, takes the maximum steps plus maybe one with it as he finds Morgan Gary. He sends it out to the far side of the ground. That's Darren Milan. He's trying to launch it from distance, looking for that man inside. Tony Kelly on the spin, over the shoulder in towards the post, but this one staying out right and wide. No breeze. Maybe forwards are used to having to try to contend with one. We've seen 3 shots at the post so far, but still no score on the board.
Yeah, and I wondered would Cratloe put Diarmuid Ryan back, and it looks like he is taking him up. So Cratloe going man to man on Kelly with Diarmuid Ryan.
Deegan with the puck out right down the throat of Conor McGrath, trying to come onto that one, but it's Rian Considine picks it up. We might have our first score on the board. We certainly do, just inside the left hand upright. Route 1 ball down to Conor McGrath. Rian Considine quickest on the break. Cratloe lead 1 point to no score.
Yeah, and again, you know, he'll thrive on that early ball that's going into that inside line. You know, pop it in front of him because they have pace in there.
Over the ball goes once again up for it. It's Rian McNamara contesting there for the Cratloe men, and it comes down. It was Cathal Doohan wearing 14, but very much out on that wing at the moment. So line ball to be hit by Gudgie. Custody Construction, our commentary sponsors, and of course delighted to be teaming up with Stream Sport and Clare GA TV, all under the banner of Zimmer Biomet as well, who have come in on support of that project this year. We will of course have our Patrick Burke-Benzer, our man of the match, a little bit later on, so lots and lots to get through. Right now Gudgie gets through the ball, but it's well gathered up in the Cratloe defence and trying to come away with it. That's a good bit of work back there by the man wearing 17 in De Boyce. He's been a late addition to this team as well, but we'll bring you more of that in just a moment. Dahi Collins holding on to it, trying to play it inside. It could be just a little bit too much on this for Rian Considine. That ball has gone out to the right hand side and wide. So in De Boyce also a late addition to the Cratloe team, Tommy, but he's a man that knows about it.
Yeah, very experienced, and I'd say, you know, he'd be given a role to play here, you know, to man mark. So a big game player, you know, both hurling and football for Cratloe.
Cathal Doohan finds Gudgie. He tries to dink it inside. Diarmuid Ryan battling there with Tony Kelly and gets the ball away from him, and it's Cratloe. Hold on to it. Jamie Moylan, the man with it now, finds Diarmuid Ryan. He's just standing there on his own 45 metre line, brings it down to Jamie Moylan once again, looks up. Crossfield ball, high looping ball it is indeed. Mark O'Brien is inside underneath this breaking ball. Would he pick it up? He does. Tells Rian Considine, leave that one to me, but again it's just a shot going away from goal. Cratloe's shot selection is something that you can see Mike Deegan just pointing out down there.
Yeah, again, but most shots are under awful pressure. But that's their fourth wide, I think, of the evening, and the game is only a couple of minutes old. So, lots of chances going to begging.
Ballyea working the puck out short, but Podge Collins has intercepted that ball from Paul Flanagan. He's through to 21. He's still going as Podge just scoops it up. Real quality score, but it was created by Ballyea. Have no doubt about that. The short puck out routine just going wrong. Paul Flanagan's ball was loose. Podge Collins was onto it immediately, and as he tends to do, Tommy just found a little ingenious way of getting the shot away. Cratloe lead 2 points to no score.
Yeah, and they have, as I said already, they have pace. So if they break that line, either it'll be a point or they'll create a goal.
Reid McNamara gives it into Owen Carey. He has come onto a lot of ball early in this game. Mark O'Brien, brilliant catch from him. Gets the call outside him. It is Cathal Lohan trying to get that ball between the posts, and he does manage to do just that. So once again, the youth from a Cratloe point of view, Tommy, coming to the fore here as that ball is set up, sent straight between the posts. Cratloe lead 3 points to no score. They've had some start. Yeah,
and they've a nice blend of youth and experience. And look at from a Mark O'Brien point of view, it's great to see him back, because if my memory serves me right, I think it was into these goals where he incurred that injury.
It certainly was. Morgan Gary with that long ball, but it goes out to the right hand side and wide. Jamie Moylan now inside trying to pick up Niall Deasy. Ballyea forwards moving around. It's Deasy and Kelly in their full forward line right now, but the ball down here is loose enough on it. Should allow Ballyea to be in control of it. Jack Brown goes back and demands it. He wants to set the tone. He wants to set the point to the next attack. It's a crossfield ball. It's a loose enough one though. Boyce picks it up and coming on to his own carry now at the moment again. Long ball into the corner it goes. Tygo Hulacan goes back as the plane passes overhead. I wonder are they slowing down to watch the action here. Tygo Hulacan certainly not as he comes out on that ball wearing the number 18 jersey this evening. Free out for the Ballyea lads, who just need to settle, Tommy. 7 minutes gone, but Cratloe very much on top.
Yeah, and again, I think Ballyea, are when their half back line particularly, and Jack Brown is now going over to take that free. When they're on the ball, I think Cratloe are closing him down very quick. Not allowing them to play the ball that they'd like to, into that inside line or through that half forward line.
So Jack Brown is just behind his own 45-metre line. I don't see any new football arc here on the field in the bridge, Tommy. That'd be sacrilege, would it?
we might get confirmation from the chairman later on about that.
Just see, ball is dropping in around the house once again for the Ballyea men. Niall Deasy just trying to get onto it, but it's kicked away clear. Podge is back. Lovely little turn around the corner and picks it up, and off he goes, trying to just get away from the tackle. He does. He has runners here on the outset. Nice little change of direction there it was from in the boys down to Podge once again. Looking and getting mopped up. Is that ball hanging up inside? A lovely touch back there from Peter Casey. Rian Considine was going to come onto it, but now it's a 2v1 as the forwards put the pressure on, and it's Neville picks it up. The umpire had gone out to have a look. It's in here once again to Rian Considine. He sets his feet. He almost gets around. Good save from O'Shane Griffin in on his near post. In fairness to Rian Considine, he actually used the momentum of the tackle to change his direction and put him in towards the goal. But Moylan clears the ball away down the pitch. Reading it there is David Collins. A bit of an injury after that particular one. Tony Kelly puts the challenge in there on Dahi Collins, gets it down the line. Conor McGrath is the man that's going to pick it up here on this near side of the pitch. He will eventually. Ball picked up, and it's Conor McGrath on the 45-metre line, changing the point of attack again. A crossfield ball looking for Mark O'Brien. He's reversing there on that one, and it's Ballyea once again in control of it. Tyga's over there just trying to break out from the tackle, gets it away to Gudgy, flicks it out the far side of the pitch where it's going to be Cratloe once again trying to put the pressure on, but it's a long ball looking for DC inside around the 21, breaks it down, but there's too many Cratloe men around him, and when one of them is as experienced as Liam Markham, he'll always tidy things up. Into Owen Deegan, across here now to Diarmuid Ryan. He has time and space to look up and deliver a long attacking ball once again. It's a two-man inside line for Cratloe. Too much on that one though, as the ball goes out over to the right hand side and wide. 9 minutes on the clock, Tommy. Still no score for Ballyea. 3 on the board for Cratloe.
Yeah, and I think Cratloe justifiably in the lead. I think they're getting on a lot more ball. They're making better use, albeit I think they have 5 or 6 wides at this stage. So they'd want to sharpen up their shooting.
Again, there's going to be a break from this puck out, and it is almost Ballyea picking it up, but back working hard there was in the boys. Again, the ball goes down to the ruck. Cathal Doohan's inside, so too there from a Ballyea point of view was Daniel Costello, but it's Conor McGrath trying to come away with it, but it's taken away from him, and it's Cian Kirby going through. Cian Kirby with a shot at the post, and he has eventually broken the deadlock for the Cratloe men after 9.5 minutes, but all of it coming from good endeavour in around that breaking ball on the ruck, something that Robbie Hogan holds dear. The hooks, blocks and tackles created that opening. 3 points to 1, Cratloe in front.
Yeah, I think both managements will be happy with the application of the physicality and the intensity of both teams, and it just a half a chance popped there, but Kirby took the chance well.
A clash of the ash right in the air, or is it bamboo? I'm not quite sure, but either way the ball has gone in behind. Reen Constantine almost got the pick up. Paul Flanagan did, that's the difference, and Fla, as they call him, bursts out, and here comes Gerard O'Connell, Gudgie as he's better known. A crossfield ball once again, but again it's loose, going a crossfield ball across the centre when Liam Markham was there. Never a good idea. Podge Collins, ball pops out of his hand, and now it's Ballyea that have it, and that's a good ball inside from Costello, looking there for Tony Kelly. He's in the top of the right position with Diarmuid Ryan in front of him. He's trying to sell the dummy, he's trying to attack the end line. He bounces the ball off the ground, off he comes, eventually gets the call behind him. Standing out there all on his own is Niall Deasy, and he puts the ball straight between the posts. Kelly thought about trying to take Diarmuid Ryan on the near side, wheeled back, there was Deasy, no better man to split the posts. It's 3-2, Cratloe in front.
Yeah, big battle developing there already, because even though Kelly got first run, Diarmuid Ryan stood him up and forced him into passing back to DC, and in fairness, DC supported because he knew full well he'd get it from Kelly.
Owen Deegan gets the restart away to David Collins, who's back to full health on his own 45 metre line. He's galloping away up the field now. He's right on halfway, sprays it into the corner. O'Brien is inside there, and so too, trying to come onto that break is Reen Constantine, wheeling around, taking the contact, just exaggerating it as he goes. He's still going. Reen Constantine pops it inside there, maybe the ultimate advantage here. Brilliant save from Griffin inside. It was Cathal Lohan who had stole the march, but we're going to come back for the free. The referee Niall Malone had played the advantage, but in fairness to Cratloe, they saw the opportunity, Tommy, and weren't afraid to go for it.
Yeah, and that's their mantra. When there's a half chance, they'll go for it. Now, you said Dahi Collins had recovered. I think he's just down there again now, receiving treatment, because I think there was an aerial collision, I think, with Diarmuid Ryan, his own player. But yeah, there was a goal chance on. In fairness, the Ballyea defence scrambled, and the goal chance. But now Reen Constantine will have a chance to tap it over. Chance to make it double scores if he does manage to do just that, and that's exactly what he does. So Reen Constantine off the mark from the frees, and indeed from the scoreboard in general this evening. 4 points to 2. Game is just simmering, Tommy. You feel if this one takes off, it could be electric. Yeah, and again, look, we know what's at stake, so there's no point in hanging around. It's now or never. Absolutely, and Tygo Hulacan is trying to live by that mantra as he goes down the far side, gives it there. Once again, that's Darragh Moylan trying to take it through the middle, but who's working back hardest of all? Only Podge Collins. Again, that clash occurs. Ball goes behind, and it's again brilliantly read back there by the Cratloe men. Long ball down here into the corner once again. Cathal Lohan comes out, trying to win it to there is Darragh Neville, but it's Paul Flanagan. What a hand pass down to Tony Kelly. Could this be a Kelly special? It's just tailing at the very, very last moment. It tails out to the right hand side and wide, himself and Flanagan. And again, there's a good contest going on here in front of us between Inda Boyce and Kelly, and Cathal Doohan's coming out to have a word as well. But while all that's happening, the ball is going down the field. It's broken. It's Moylan picking it up for the Ballyea men, hopping the ball off the ground, trying to find Gudgie. He gets the ball in control, does he? Eventually does. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from the Ballyea captain, and it's taken down now by Aaron Griffin. Sprays it out wide to the far side of the pitch. That's Morgan Gary, got a couple of points the last day as well. He won't be adding to his tally with that one. Ball goes to the right hand side and wide. 4 points to 2, 13 minutes gone. Cratloe in front. Yeah, and again 4 wide for Ballyea. From a Cratloe point of view, I think Podge Collins is having a big influence in the midfield. He's reading the ball, he's winning the breaks, and he's making himself available. So I think it's important that Ballyea push on him. Andy Fahy, the Ballyea coach and Whitegate legend, underneath us here, just issuing the instructions, and he read that puck out brilliantly. Told Paul Flanagan, go and attack it. The hand pass though didn't go to hand for Jack Brown. He goes across and recovers well. Heads now for the far sideline. Has to get a measured ball out, and he does. That's really good. Back there working deep was Pierce Lillis. He tries to send the attack down. Oh, that's a lovely bit of control. And can they work it clear? They certainly can. That is Aaron Griffin steaming through again, taken to ground. We're working back around. It was Niall Deasy was the initial architect of that. Great hands from Deasy. Actually did that Peter Duggan swap at the hurley, laid the ball off to Aaron Griffin, taken to ground, and you can see when you've DC inside, Tommy, is that focal point he can do rack. Yeah, and again, from a Cratloe point of view, there was 5 defenders around there, so they're not going to leave themselves exposed there. Yeah, super hand pass to release, and again now Kelly will tap it over. Yeah, he certainly will, and there was a bit of venom in that one as well, I would suggest, as it flew straight between the posts. It brings it back now once again to a 1 point game. 4 points to 3 it is. 14:20 on the clock. Custy Construction, our commentary sponsors, both on Clare FM and indeed of course Zimmer Biomet, supporting Clare GATV for
for this season. Ball now here with the Cratloe men. It's long into the corner once again. Mark O'Brien would look to be the target inside. It goes all beyond him. They've tried a few of those, Tommy. It's kind of getting predictable in terms of how to defend it, because it's the same routine all the time.
Yeah, but with the players that have it that are inside, like, I mean, the ball short bouncing in front of him is better than the long speculative ball, and I think that's maybe their 6th or 7th wide now. So while they have a lot of possession, it's not on the board.
Oisin Griffin trying to find Cathal Doohan's general direction with that puck out. David Collins picks it up. It's half blocked down. His brother comes on to tries that little spin pick up. It didn't work on this occasion. Ballyea right inside there scrapping, trying to pick up that breaking ball, but Podge is back there once again, and he gets an outlet out here. That man is in the boys, looking away down the line. Kicked the winner in their football game against Dura Bearfield last week. It's Rian Considine takes it on. He's heading towards the 21 metre line. Ball back on the hurley. He'll have to strike it next, and what a strike it was. And it was Oisin Griffin that had to be very, very much alive at his near post to get a touch on that. The 3 catches were in the throats there of Rian Considine, but what a strike. That was destined for the top left hand corner, but credit Oisin Griffin to get the touch on that one, Tommy, because he must have seen it very late. It came with fair pace.
It did, yeah. And again, I'd say he was probably setting himself for that. Rian Considine was probably going to tap it over the bar, but he put the turbo down and went for it. And in fairness, for a man probably making his first start at senior championship, he got across to cover it. Rian Considine now has the subsequent 65.
Yep, and he's only a step to the left of the post. That'll tell you how close that shot was just a while ago. Right now, Cratloe leading 4 points to 3. 16 minutes gone here in a beautiful O'Garney Parker 6 Mile Bridge in the TUS Clare Senior Hurling Championship, and Rian Considine has dispatched that ball straight between the posts, so it's advantage Cratloe as we enter the second quarter of this game. 5 points to 3 as the puck out goes short, and Niall Malone says work away. We can do just that. Ty Coolacan sends it down the line looking for Darragh Moylan. Conor McGrath goes over to try and intercept that ball with him, trying to help his own Carey, and Carey's the man that gets in the flick as Darragh Moylan went down the side. And I suppose what Cratloe are trying to do, Tommy, they're nearly just letting Ballyea play in the extremities and just minding that D.
Yeah, and again, they have lots of willing workers out there, Cratloe, around that middle third. So I think they're going to apply a lot of pressure on there. The one thing that Ballyea or that Cratloe have is fierce pace, so they can cover that ground there, get forward when they have to, and get back when they have to. And as you said, Ballyea's game plan is to get the ball in, but so far I think Cratloe will be happy with the plan the way it's going.
You can see the constant rotation. DC was inside full forward a while ago. Now he's out here at 11. Kelly finds the run there. It was almost picked up by Daniel Costello. It is now picked up by Kirby though, but he's getting absolutely swamped. Kelly was trying to run off the shoulder. You could see him just put the head up to the heavens as if to say the brakes are not just going our way at the moment this evening, because Cratloe have really, really set that line in their half back line. It's almost the 45. They're saying come as far as there, then we'll go and engage. And as you say, Tommy, it's how hard they're working on it. We'll pause for a second, right, because Diarmuid Ryan has this free just behind his own 45. He was trying a few of these in the warm-up. We know he's well capable of it. Remember freed from Desire a couple of years ago? It was from a similar distance out on the far side of Park Kisog on that occasion. And what did I tell you? There it goes, Diarmuid Ryan. What a score that is, Tommy. But the ease of the strike there is what stands out.
Yeah, and I'd say whatever breeze has picked up, it's probably with Cratloe at the moment. So, look at Diarmuid Ryan didn't need the win to put it over the bar for him.
6 points to 3. It's Cratloe in front. Double scores. 18 minutes gone. What a catch that is up there from Pierce Lillis. The man from Clare takes off, gets the hand pass away in towards Gudgie. It goes beyond him to Cathal Doohan. Lovely little touch. Gudgie takes it on again. You could hear the clash of hurleys there as Gudgie tries to break the ball. A bit of dancing from Niall Malone in the middle of the park. Dancing as well there from Daniel Costello to win that free. Anything you earn is being a hard won outside there, Tommy. But in fairness to Niall Malone, I would suggest the top referee hurling wise we have here in the county, fine and cool and well in control.
Yeah, and again he's looking to let the game run, and if there's a free, he pulls for a free. Otherwise, I think it's play on till I blow the whistle.
Tony Kelly midway between the 45 and 65 metre lines, looking at the school end here of O'Garney Park. Pretty much dead straight in front of the posts, and that ball has followed the trajectory of it. So in terms of the frees, Kelly going quite well, but from open play, it has to be said Cratloe are doing really well to curb his influence at the moment. How long that can last though, of course, is the question. But 6 points to 4, 19 minutes played. Owen Deegan with a long puck out again though. Paul Flanagan just cutting off the space out on this left hand channel, sends it down the line to Pierce Lillis, pops it inside. Conor McGrath was there trying to take it from him. Morgan Gary, the man that has it right now. Gudgie demands it and he lets it rip, looking for Kelly Kelly. It goes over his head. It's looking for DC, pulling the jersey of Diarmuid Ryan by Tony Kelly, spotted by Niall Malone, explaining to him exactly why the free has been giving against you, Tony. And in fairness to Diarmuid Ryan, Tommy, he's doing a fair job on him.
Yeah, but I was it 6 of one and half a dozen of another. I'm in the forwards union, so it's tough on Kelly.
So it's Diarmuid Ryan going to take the free once again. He's farther behind his 45 now than he was the last time, but again the ball is travelling at a fair old distance down towards the post, and it did reach him. It did more than that. It went straight between them. That is some score. And you talk about discipline and an area where you don't concede scores from. When Diarmuid Ryan is hitting the ball like that, you're kind of saying from around 21 out.
Yeah, and again, I suppose it's a double whammy. I'd say Kelly has a couple of scores got from frees, but Diarmuid Ryan has as well.
4 points for Ballyea, 7 for Cratloe. 20 minutes gone. What a take that is from Cathal Doohan on the spin now, sending it away down the line. There was a good challenge put in there by David Collins, but again Cratloe trying plenty to defend here as along comes Gudgie with the latest effort. How's that one looking? Out to the left and wide is the answer to that. So 7 points to 4. It's still Cratloe in front. 20 minutes played, and Owen Deegan is looking to get things moving very, very quickly indeed. Again, he's going long right down onto towards the 21 metre line when the ball bounces here. Mark O'Brien trying to come out. There's a little touch on it. Paul Flanagan almost tidied it up. O'Brien goes in to challenge once again. There's Conor McGrath, Tygo Hulacan. They're all inside around that bit of a ruck. That's the white helmet of Darren Moylan also trying to get on that ball. Niall Malone a lot closer to it now the most. It's Darren Moylan is the man that picks it up though and tries to break away the challenge there. Darren Neville trying to hold him up. He gets the ball down the line, but only as far as Liam Markham. Liam Markham right on the halfway line, striking this and doing very well indeed as it flies straight between the posts. So once again a loose ball out from the Ballyea defence being punished. Cratloe have the shooters on site this evening, Tommy. They lead 8-4. Yeah, and again it's the pressure that it's putting them on. I think Ballyea had withdrawn into their own half, and Cratloe had held that line across the midfield, and Markham, great servant he has been with Cratloe, put it over the bar. Breaking ball has been really going Cratloe's way. Dahi Collins coming on to Pierce Lillis though, wins that one. Now this could be an opportunity. Kelly out in front. The pick up just didn't happen, but it does for Keane Kirby. He goes through, plays it inside. Here's Cathal Doohan. What a save that is from Owen Deegan. Got his body right between man and ball. Kelly comes in to try and pick up the break, but again they're trying to battle for it. Owen Deegan back up onto his feet and directing operations. Kelly over the shoulder from out on the sideline. That's gone between the posts. What a brilliant passage of play that has been. Almost a goal for Ballyea, only for the bravery of Owen Deegan. Kelly didn't give up though, comes out here to 45 right on the sideline and swings the ball between the posts. 8-5, 22 played. Yeah, good run by Kirby and the right decision to offload it to Doohan, but what a save by Deegan. Made himself big and strong and brave, and turned over the goal chance. Good work here from Inda Boyce under a lot of pressure from Pierce Lillis from that short puck out. Puts it across the field once again. Darren Moylan's hurley breaks it down, and Cratloe go over trying to pick it up. That's Aaron Griffin though trying to get Darren Neville shoved off the ball, trying to get Gudgie free, and he does. He's the man that stands back just on his own 45. Lets it long away down the field towards DC once again, but Diarmuid Ryan's hurley is there. A fairly definite bat down and a fairly definite free as well, as Owen Doohan is taken completely out of it by Liam Markham. But in fairness to Liam, I have to say, Tommy, it was just his own momentum kind of carried him forward. The fact that Doohan kind of turned around to face him, he just couldn't pull out of it. There was no malice, it was just all momentum. No, again, he was setting himself to the turn to shoot, and came in from behind, and it was the free. Niall Malone was on top of it. I'm just looking down here to our right. Would I be right in thinking there's a pupil teacher contest going on here between Paul Flanagan and Mark O'Brien? Is Mark still in school? Then that would be it. Yes, yeah, or a former teacher pupil. Yeah, he is in there. Yeah, a few old scores to be settled there. Maybe saw how many times did Flanagan asked to see his diary, I wonder. Very few, I'd say, because he was trying to keep him on the hurling team. I would suggest that day is long gone. Pupils don't get involved in stuff like that anymore. Tony Kelly with the free. Himself a teacher, of course, as well in St. Flannan's, lining this one up, and again it's deadly accurate as it flies between the posts. So in fairness to Ballyea, Tommy, for all the hurling Cratloe were doing, they're staying in touch, they're right in this game. Yeah, and again, like that's when if you didn't look at the scoreboard, you'd say Cratloe were controlling the game and on top everywhere, but Ballyea, and that's what they bring. They're all warriors, and they'll work themselves back into the game. Now there goes the master-teacher combination, but the ball breaks in behind and it's popped off there by Lohan, but popped off in the wrong sense of the word, says Niall Malone. You threw that ball is the judgment, so that's going to be a free out for Jack Brown. Pierce Lillis trying to hold the width here down along the line. Let's just wait and see. Where this one is going, again, it's a fairly direct one, looking for Kelly. Ball just goes behind him and he loses his footing, and back goes Dermot Ryan to tidy things up. He's certainly getting out on top of that particular duel so far this evening. Long ball across looking for Ian McNamara, sends it down the line to Owen Carey. Darragh Moylan goes with him, but Carey puts the ball on the hurley and takes off down the far sideline, strikes it off his left hand side under a bit of pressure as he did so, but it didn't make a difference. He sent the ball straight over, and that's a fabulous score from Owen Carey to restore that 3-point lead. It's Cratloe 9, Ballyea 6, 5+ to go to the break.
Yeah, and a young man that's making a big contribution this evening. He's showing well for the ball. You know, he's working back into that middle third, and you know, to get on the scoreboard is probably a bonus for him.
Morgan Gary with the ball, sends it into the corner once again, but it's well read back there by in the boys, and there's Pierce Lillis with him and trying to come across to pick it up. Kirby just trying to bend the back, and again he's got men in front of him as he does that. Gets the call from Gudgie. Gudgie's on his own on the 45 metre line, and the ball is straight between the posts. What a gorgeous arc there was on that. Just started out to the left, curled into the right, and Gudgie puts 2 between them. Ballyea staying in touch, as we keep saying. 4.5 to go to the break. 9-7 Cratloe in front.
Yeah, and again, Gudgie, you know, probably more familiar with a wing-back role, but this evening, you know, at midfield, and as we saw, getting forward to get a great score.
Yeah, and again the Ballyea rotation inside in the front 6 continues as we watch the puck out going down the other end of the park, and it's broken down in front there by Tygo Hulacan. Gudgie goes out and swings on the ball, hoping he'll connect, and he does. And Pierce Lillis is the man that profits from it. Down the line it comes, and it's Ballyea trying to take it away here with Aaron Griffin. He's Conor McGrath for company, cuts inside 3 Cratloe men, converging him. One of them being Liam Markham, gives it to Cahill and turns and just lets rip over the shoulder, but an aimless enough ball if it can be held to tidy inside by Tygo Hulacan, and it can. And there's Jack Brown to be the link man, looks up, shortens the grip, finds Gudgie midway between his own 45 and 65, transfers it across the field to Cahill Doohan, sets the feet, loses the footing as he does, and dinks it down the line. Then Turtles Darragh Moylan go and win that, but didn't give him much hope of it. A couple of players just struggling with the footwear outside there, I noticed this evening. Cahill Doohan the latest of them. Ballyea just trying to be intricate, and one too many.
Yeah, and again, they know full well they can't go route one all the time, so they're trying to work the ball through the lines, you know, to bring other players in. I think O'Hulacan at the back here is playing a lot of ball for Ballyea, whether he's the free man or he's just reading it well.
Paul Flanagan tidying it up once again, looking for Kelly. He's absolutely being stuck to like a limpet there by Dermot Ryan. Gets the strike away, but again the work from Ryan enough, and you can hear the Cratloe encouragement here underneath us. They're happy with how one of their star men is dealing with Ballyea's. Long puck out once again, and it's Cahill picking it up here on the near touchline. Strikes across the body from a very, very tight angle, but it's going to stay out to the left hand side and wide. It's 9 points to 7 right now. Cratloe leading. Of course, as we said, a draw would do Ballyea to get through. We'll try and get an update as well from the other game in this group, the dead rubber that it is between Kilmaley and Scariff. That's on in Zimmer Biomed Park Hisoga at the moment as well, but it's Ballyea. We'll stay with them at the moment. We're watching Daniel Costello putting a crossfield ball once again, but it's aimless enough, and Rian McNamara is able to tidy it up, switches it across to David Collins. Dermot Ryan is standing behind him if he needs him. He's looking down the line instead, and he sees his older brother, but he goes by him. Instead he sees Inda Boyce out ahead, takes the challenge. That's good work from David Collins. I think he knew what might come eventually, and the way he lied into it, that's good defending as Cratloe get the free, and Dermot Ryan comes up once again.
Yeah, and again, I think Costello has been on a lot of ball there, but I think his idea was right, the crossfield ball. But in fairness, the Cratloe defence are holding their position; they're not allowing that space, and Ballyea struggling to win primary ball, or the ball that they're looking to put in the inside line in front of the forward. So Ryan goes again.
He's got 2 of them already. Didn't seem to get the cleaner connection on that one. What am I talking about? It just dropped straight over the bar. You could hear it. I don't think it met the sweet spot, but it didn't really matter. It's a 3rd point from distance for Dermot Ryan. What a return for him. And not only is he taking Tony Kelly very much out of the game, but he's sending balls over from all the way back there as well. So 10-7. It's Cratloe in front. Dermot Ryan has stayed out here now from that free to pick up Pierce Lillis. And breaking ball there from Niall Deasy. It's Darragh Moylan picks it up, looks to deliver it long, but again looks like the run is covered back there by Dahi Collins. It's Moylan over there now with Kelly trying to pick him up, and Collins goes back to be that spare man, looks up and pings the ball down the line to Liam Markham. He looks up and then unique style sends it away down the field looking for Cahill, and he's outside in a battle there with Peter Casey at the moment, and he has it one-handed back towards Owen Carey. Got one from a similar position a while ago. He takes off. He's almost in the same position. Is the result going to be the same? Just about not. It drops into Oisin Griffin does well to control it, finds Jack Brown as the outball down on this left wing back position, plays it across to the middle. That's a good run there from Morgan Gary. He sends it across to Casey, who has stepped up once again, goes by the challenge there of Cahalohan, looks up and sees a man going down the line and reversing away over on that far side of the pitch is Gudgy. 1 minute of additional time as he lets rip with this one. Oh, it's hit the inside of the post and broken down now. There's a race on. Aaron Griffin versus Deegan, and it's Deegan who comes out on top. Does really well to tidy that up. He has got plenty of options crossfield, and one of them is the perfect ball across here to Dahi Collins. He stands and delivers away down the field once again. Rian Constantine and Mark O'Brien were the target. It's Constantine that's going to pick up the breaking ball. It's Mark O'Brien peeling off, and it's going to be play back here. It's a good work from Darren Neville. Back to Conor McGrath. Conor McGrath, the man that sends it over. It was Darren Neville that did all the work. Mark O'Brien, the initial target. Cratloe really humming up in that front six. 11 points to 7 as we enter 8 seconds of the 1 minute of additional time.
Yeah, it's very evident, that Ballyea are just struggling to win primary ball. I think Cratloe are, working the ball out through the lines well. They seem to have a spare man always available who can pick out that ball.
Oh, what a take that is in the air once again from Cahill Doohan. He's bearing down on goal, jinking off to the right and puts it to the left. And you can see underneath us here some of the Ballyea management, Reggie and Sully and Robbie, they're just putting their heads in their hands at the moment. They know that was an opportunity. Brilliant puck out once again down here in front of Mark O'Brien. Left hand on top as he goes to control it. Sells the dummy, strikes off to Hurley, and the ball goes left and wide. You could hear his roar of discontent as that ball went away out. 11 points to 7. There's 4 between them. Cratloe in front of a Ballyea team, Tommy, that are yet to really get going. I know they're staying in the game, but there's been no just big spark yet.
No, well, but that's credit to Cratloe. I think they're not allowing them the time or the space on the ball to play the game they want to play. Cratloe are, well versed in what Ballyea are trying to do, and so far they've dealt with that threat.
Referee Niall Malone has just blown the half-time whistle here in O'Garney Park, and as he does, it's Cratloe in front on a scoreline of 11 points to 7 as the breeze just picks up a little bit right now as I see a man with great fecal connections down here underneath us, Owen Donnan, going out for his warm-up at half-time, and going with him there as well as Mossy Gavin. They've plenty of options on the bench, but right now it's Cratloe in front on a scoreline of 11 points to 7. Much more chat to come here on Clare FM. We'll take a little break on Stream Sport for the moment, but we will bring you the second half. But stay with us here on air. We've plenty to talk about. Big day ahead tomorrow. it up, it's slipping it through to Gudgy, trying to remember where the goals are. Down to this near side he goes, playing it inside. That's DC, breaking it off towards Kelly, snaps up the ball, has a shot, and it's saved once again by Owen Deegan inside in the goal. Just deflected it over the crossbar. It does register a point. It's a good start for Ballyea to this second half. Kelly just sniping around inside, 3 between them, 11 points to 8.
Yeah, and it was a flash shot there again, a poor puck out. It gives Ballyea the ball back
Gives
again.
it the platform, doesn't it, in towards DC again. Kelly's just trying to play off him, whipping it one-handed. There was Jamie Moylan just getting it away from the danger zone. Down the line it comes. That's into Boyce, working back deep on his 45-metre line. David Collins steps out from corner back, dinks a lovely ball over the top for Rian McNamara. He in turn sends it away down the field. Inside underneath it there is Mark O'Brien, breaks down in front of him, a combination of Jack Brown and Gudgy. Gudgy's the man that comes clear. The hand pass didn't go to hand because Conor McGrath was there with him trying to pick things up again. A long ball from Lillis inside, looking for DC once again. Moylan, Jamie that is inside with him, I should say. DC just putting on the pressure, getting the ball back to ground, forcing him to kick it out towards the sideline. Moylan goes and follows. Nice little touch from Kirby. It's over there with Niall DC. He picks it up right on the sideline, sends it away back the field once again towards Pierce Lillis. He's trying to break the tackle, flicks it across here. Might be an opportunity for Daniel Costello, and he certainly takes a good work from the young man in the number 19 jersey. Fast start to the second half from a Ballyea point of view. It was Cratloe 3-0 up in the first. It's now Ballyea 2-0 up in the second, but Cratloe still lead 11 points to 9.
Yeah, it's noticeable that Cratloe are going like for like. You know, Moylan is in on DC and Dermot Ryan is on Kelly. So, you know what, 2 battles there lie ahead.
Rian Constantine winning that ball on the far side of the pitch, giving it to Cathal Lohan, slips it inside to Constantine once again. He sets the feet, he tries to go, he's certainly getting the reaction, pops the ball off inside. Big moment here, and the ball has gone wide. It's just gone out to the right hand side and wide. It was all created by Rian Constantine, popped the hand pass off inside, and it was Darren Neville trying to come onto it for a finish. Out came Oisin Griffin to make himself big, the keeper coming out to make sure his presence was there. Ball goes to the right and wide, another let off for the Ballyea men.
Yeah, and again, you can see, you know, Rian Constantine has the ability to take on. If he thinks he has a chance of a goal, he'll go for it.
Here comes DC on the turn, on the snap, and the block. Brilliant from Jamie Moylan on that occasion, and the ball is sent away down the field here by Deegan, but he just put enough on it for Gudgy to be able to stand in, and the captain decides to send it back with interest. He puts it over. He didn't even watch for the white flag. He just did his job, sent the ball between the posts. It's a third in a row for Ballyea, and now the contest is breaking out here in O'Garney Park. 11-10, Cratloe still in front.
Yeah, I think it's the reaction that the Ballyea management would look for. I think they've pushed up onto the Cratloe defenders, and you know, so far so good for the first couple of minutes.
Again, the ball breaks. Again, it's Pierce Lillis on his own 65-metre line. Back it goes towards Morgan Gary. That's a loose enough ball that allows Rian McNamara to pick it up, but he just needed the second bite of the cherry. The little chop came in there. It was marginal enough now, whether it was in from the side or down on the top, but either way, it's going to be a free for Cratloe, and one they badly need just to settle into this second half.
Yeah, because it's been all it's all Cratloe. It'll be interesting to see now. Rian Constantine is coming out to his own 65, so it'll give us an indication of, you know, where that how that breeze is, the way the long pucker, where is he?
I wonder, is it that Dermot Ryan can't be risked to take them because they could find Kelly quick on the restart with the breeze?
You'd imagine he got 3 in the first half. He did nothing wrong. You'd be nearly inclined to give him another chance.
Rian Constantine, it is on his own 65-metre line. Breeze gently in his face as he comes to hit this one. It's heading towards the post. The umpire's having a right good look. It's gone left and wide. So, first shot for Cratloe in this second half in terms of a shooting opportunity goes out to the left and wide, and the puck out is taken down to Daniel Costello. Gives it back to Jack Brown. Youth meets experience as he lets it rip. Looking for DC. They're going direct. Kelly again is skulking around. The break is out. It's Rian McNamara picks it up. Watch Dermot Ryan every time Kelly is waiting for that break. He's not looking at the ball. He's watching Kelly because he knows one jink that he gets wrong could see him clear.
Yeah, and he's not committing himself to the play either because he knows full well Kelly is going to step out and wait for that break. So wherever Kelly is, Dermot Ryan will be beside him.
And so too over there at the moment is Tygo Hulacan and Mark O'Brien, and they're having a right-all battle as well. In it comes here to Gudgy. He just gets wrapped up, eventually does get the shot away to Kelly, trying to find a little bit of open country on the far side of the pitch. Can't keep it in, but does well to prevent the puck out. Does he? Did it go wide? Yeah, goes for a line ball. So just that's a bit of quick thinking there. If you let the ball out wide, they have the puck out quick, but the sideline now you can defend it.
Yeah, you can push up on them and back into that corner there.
So Dermot Ryan just placing the ball on the ground.
He'll probably drive it 80 yards now up here.
Yeah, well, I'm just watching Cathal Lohan making a run to see is he going to be the man that picking up. Watch him here on the 65-metre line across to Liam Markham. We didn't see that one coming. It just scuts behind him, and Liam has to go and try and pick it up one-handed. That didn't work. Aaron Griffin goes in to try and break that ball. Cathal Doohan comes in as well, but it is tidied up back there by Donny Collins. He's standing on his own 21-metre line. Let's rip, but that's a loose one down on top of Gudgie. He's unmarked. Up he goes, takes the ball down and immediately dispatches it to the far side of the pitch. Looking there for Pierce Lillis. Hits it on the spin and hits it between the posts. That's the first of the evening for Pierce Lillis, but again, no more than we saw with Ballyea in the first half. That all came from a loose enough Cratloe clearance down to an unmarked Gudgie, and all of a sudden it's co-score.
Yeah, but I think the wind is a factor in it, because those clearances that were carrying in the first half aren't getting over that cover of the half back line. Huluk on, I think, and Moylan are picking up a lot of ball there. Cratloe struggling to win their own puck out.
Gudgie again lets it rip into the corner, but it's Dermot Ryan watching this one. A wicked enough bounce, and he puts out the hand, and it's like a magnet straight into it, looking for Podge down the sideline. That's a good ball, as Pod has still to take it in the hand. Now he does, gets the call behind him. Here's Conor McGrath, quite enough from his standards in this game, but when he's in those positions, he simply doesn't miss. Brilliant score from Conor McGrath to edge Cratloe in front once again, but credit Podge's vision there. Just looked up, saw McGrath, and he did the rest.
Yeah, and again, look at they're at that since I'd say 6 or 7 years of age, so no surprise.
Ball pucked out, down reaching this 45-metre line once again. Liam Markham breaks it down, and now Cratloe starting to do well on the Ballyea puck out. Here's Dahi Collins. There's so many men calling for that ball. He in turn switches it across the field, looking there for Conor McGrath. He's in a battle with Morgan Gary. Morgan does well just to pick up that ball first time, hops it off the ground for Daniel Costello. He holds on to it and goes direct. This is obviously the plan. Liam Markham has dropped back in front of Kelly. Dermot Ryan goes up into the clouds and takes the ball down, gives it out here to Dahi Collins. Gets a little tap on the elbow from good measure as he tries to get that ball away out the far side to Owen Deegan, soloing and spinning the ball up to his own 21-metre line. Lets it rip away down into the evening sky here in 6 Mile Bridge. It's going right down into that danger zone, breaking it down. Darren Neville trying to come onto it there was Rian Considine. Rian is the man that has it. Rian lets rip, and it just takes a deflection. A wicked one it is that takes it out to the left hand side and wide. Someone's going to be rubbing some part of them after that particular block, but they did their job defensively. It goes out for a 65. Cratloe will have it here on the left side of the post.
Yeah, and I think Cratloe have created a couple of goal chances so far, haven't taken one, but I think from a Ballyea point of view, I think they're going to have to the quality of ball going in. You puck the ball down on top of Dermot Ryan and Tony Kelly. I think it's the Dermot Ryan's advantage. I'm not saying that Kelly won't win it, but I think they need to spread it out. They need to to get Kelly and Ryan in a foot race rather than pumping the ball down long and high. The temptation is there with the win, but I think they're going to have to just slightly revise that plan a bit.
So Rian Considine with the 65, slightly to the left hand side of the post. Looks as if, is this one pulling a little bit? No, it's just inside the left hand upright. Good strike from Rian once again. So Cratloe have responded. We were 11 points apiece just a while ago. They've gone in front again at 13 points to 11 as this game edges towards the final quarter. We've 8 minutes of the second half gone, and it really is that tit for tat nature, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, I think Ballyea will want to respond fairly quickly.
Aaron Griffin is the man that's going to have the opportunity to do that, but that's a poor enough strike as it goes out to the right hand side and wide. And I suppose that's what you don't want at this time of the game, isn't it? Those decisions, those shots that aren't on, just trying to force them. Ballyea do go to the bench. Faker Kirby's going to be coming on, and it might well be the man that had that shot that's coming off. We'll just wait and see.
Yeah, surprised that Kirby, I thought he was impressive enough the last day while he was on with his brother. He poses a big threat in there. Cratloe now win their own puck out.
Yeah, it's Cathal Lohan that's steaming down the far side here in front of the Tom Murray Memorial Stand, dropping the ball in, but it's a wasteful enough one as it goes harmlessly away out to the right hand side and wide, and now that substitution will be made, and it's coming off will be Aaron Griffin, and coming onto the field is going to be Faker Kirby. So that change before the game has been reversed, and it's going to be the man coming off the field here, the county footballer that is Aaron Griffin, as John Bugler just holds up the white flag there to say that that is job done. Right now we can resume. We're both 15 versus 15, 9.5 gone second half. It's Cratloe leading by 2. Here's the puck out from Oisin Griffin, dropping it down towards the 45. Cathal Doohan goes up, it breaks down in front of him, but eventually it is picked up. Looking here now for Niall Deasy on the spin once again. Deasy, how's his alignment? Absolutely perfect from Niall Deasy. He puts up the hand to tell the umpire to put up the flag as he gets his second of this second half. One between them again. Cratloe just edging it.
he did that a couple of times the last time. He swiveled without even looking, and made connection, and great score by DC.
As we say, the draw would do Ballyea. The win is needed for Cratloe. That's how things stand in terms of getting through to this group. It'll be the unseeded position, of course. Kilmaley go into that top seed side, and draws for that, we understand, are Monday evening. So everybody will be very, very much looking forward to that one. Jack Brown with the line ball, just in conversation with John Bugler here underneath us about where exactly he should take it from. Bugler's clubmate Andy Fahy, of course, as we said, Ballyea coach here. What a connection that is from Jacko, putting the ball across the field, and there was a foul. Marginal enough, says Tommy. Referee is right in front of it. It was Keane Kirby,
Accident.
the man that was fouled by David Collins, free in, dead straight in front of the post.
Yeah, it was accidental. I think both were going for the ball. And just
would you give it in the 63rd minute if it was 1 point between them?
Yeah, well, they're always giving, aren't they? I mean, not unless, that there was, that they were pulling and dragging out of one another to 6-1. I think the picture in the referee's mind was very clear.
It certainly was, and the picture in Tony Kelly's mind even clearer now as he looks to the goal, and he sends the ball straight between them. So again, it's level pegging here. It seems to be a real ebb and flow to this game. Cratloe go ahead by 2. Ballyea tailed them in. I don't think Ballyea have led yet in the game. That could be a big turning point for momentum, so Cratloe now will need to respond.
Yeah, and again, I think a goal from either team, will give them, that cushion to go on and play, because look, as the minutes tick by, it gets nervy for both teams out there.
Darren Moylan picks it up, gets by Conor McGrath, sends it down the line, and the ball is eventually going to get down here in front of us. It is picked up by Rian McNamara. Good defending from him. Pings it inside to Mark O'Brien. He's on his own on the 65-metre line. Can he respond for Cratloe? No. Ball just goes out to the left and wide once again. So again, we're staying at 13 points apiece. 41-43 is what the clock to my right hand side will tell us right now as we watch Oisin Griffin in the goal, just waiting for people to set up. Gudgie's pointing out here to where he wants it. It's a breaking ball. It's down towards Cathal Doohan. Gudgie's going in, reading it. Doohan just backs back, loses his footing again, and it's Liam Markham, the man that tidies it up. Goes across the top of his own D, looks up, sends the ball very out to that right hand side. Good ball it is into space as well, looking for Owen Carey. It's being well defended out there by Tyga Hulacan, and indeed pulled back by Owen Carey. Good work over there once again. There's been just a couple of those where you're given, I know it's maybe a 70-30 kind of a ball, but defenders or forwards are having to work really, really hard for it.
Yeah, and when you let the ball behind you, then it becomes there's a bit of pulling and dragging, and in fairness, Malone was very clear there. It is a free out now. They'll probably look for some movement out, or will he go route 1? Yeah,
he's going route 1. It's Jack Brown, the man that hit it. It's right there on top of breaking down Cathal Doohan, and Podge Collins, the man that's going to tidy it up and try to wheel away from his own 13-metre line. Puts it back on the hurley, needs to play it. He does, dinks it down into a bit of space for Dermot Ryan to come onto. Kelly goes with him. The two Goliaths meet here on the 45-metre line. Kelly almost got the block in, but Dermot lets the ball down there towards Rian Constantine, but again it's defended back there. Good work from Peter Casey, just didn't gather it the first time of asking. Jack Brown goes back to tidy it up, wheels it over the shoulder once again. A breaking ball. How important is it going to be? Breaks in behind Keane Kirby and David Collins, but it is tidied up by the Cratloe men, and coming away a nice little ball down the line from Rian McNamara. Too much on it though. Line ball. Cratloe are going to the bench as well. I think there's another Lohan about to enter the fray. This looks like it's going to be Tig. I think that is he going to enter? I think he might have been the late change for in the boys,
12 for 9.
Yeah, 12 for 9. So that is Dahi Collins making way for Tig Lohan. Named to start but didn't. Instead in came in the boys. That was a late change to the team. Now when he comes, line ball here in front of us now for Tony Kelly, exactly on halfway.
We have a chip or a chip and go.
And he loves those little short ones, doesn't he? Didn't get the cleanest connection on that. We had neither. Conor McGrath has it on his own 45, blocked down. Good work there immediately from Fiachra Kirby. And on the 45-metre line, Fiachra Kirby butts the ball up and over the bar, and Ballyea have gone into the front for the first time in this contest in the 44th minute. 14 points to 13 they lead. It might have been by mere inches off the stick of Owen Deegan trying to take that ball down from Fiachra Kirby, but it is Ballyea with their noses in front. Now the response from Cratloe will be needed. Rian Considine holding on to the ball. Is he being fouled? He is. They could get the immediate chance to respond. Great bit of leadership there. He was so isolated, Tommy, but decided, you know what, let him come at me, I might get something from it.
Yeah, going back to that last score, Kirby never gave it up. Affected a block down, and it hopped into his hand. They say you make your own luck, and he tapped it over the bar despite Deegan's best efforts. Now again, each chance is going to be more and more important as we move towards that 60 plus minutes.
Green Considine with the free to restore parity here once again in 6 Mile Bridge. The umpire's having a look at it, and it's gone between the posts. He's been absolutely exemplary in this contest from those place balls for the Cratloe men, and it's 14 points apiece once again. We're just now in the next 6 seconds going to enter the final quarter of this contest, and it's still far from started.
Yeah, and again, look, I think the game now is tightened up, it's level, so probably it'll be tit for tat unless, as we talk about, that elusive goal from either team will just give them that bit of breathing space.
Good hands there from Conor McGrath to take that ball away from the ruck and pops it over the top for Liam Markham to come onto. He gets the ball down the pitch once again. It's a very much a one-man inside line for Cratloe at the moment. You can hear the breeze picking up here now in this evening as Darren Moylan brings the ball away down the field here for the Ballyea men. Looks up, tries to strike one from distance, but it's just off out to the right hand side. It stays 14 points apiece. Custody Construction, our commentary sponsors. We'll have our Patrick Burke-Minns, our man the match selection, to come as well very shortly indeed. But right now we're watching Owen Deegan dropping the ball down here into a little bit of space. Will it be a first involvement? It won't for Ty Glohan because the ball is taken away from him. Instead it's sent across the field there by Daniel Costello. Again a crossfield ball looking for Niall Deasy. He's being tracked by Jamie Moylan. Two big mammoths in over there on the far side of the pitch, and it's Deasy that's winning this battle, trying to canter. He can't catch it again. He gives it back outside. Kirby's there hanging around. Point immediately on his introduction. There goes Pierce Lillis. Pierce Lillis has put it between the posts, and it's Ballyea edging in front once again. They're contesting it here underneath us are the Cratloe management, but the umpires are in agreement. The ball has gone between the posts. 15-14, Ballyea in front.
Yeah, I just wonder from a Cratloe point of view, are there two big guns too far back at this stage to, and will there come a time where they're going to have to, push maybe Dermot Ryan or Moylan out, if they're chasing the game.
And also maybe find a way to bring Podge and Conor McGrath to the game a little bit more, because they haven't been as influential as we normally expect them to be. Darren Neville can be influential too, but not right now, because Paul Flanagan just went out there, shepherded the ball out over the end line and made sure it was gone wide. So 15-14, Ballyea in front. Remember, winners go through. A draw brings Ballyea through. That's how things stand right now. We'll try and get you an update in a couple of moments there from the Kilmaley-Scariff game. It was Kilmaley in front at the break. Long puck out. Pierce Lillis inside underneath it. Indeed, it goes beyond him. And it's Kirby trying to pick it up, trying to set his feet. Gives it out here to Lillis once again. Instead, he finds Fikra. It's Keane finding Fikra. And Fikra goes off. Fikra Kirby, that is, looks across. Plays the ball. Podge just gets to hurley to it, but it just goes beyond him. Here's Niall Deasy, and it's now Ballyea by 2. 16 points to 14. They're past masters at this, aren't they? Just take all the belts, lie back in the ropes, and in the last 10 minutes then come out swinging.
Yeah, and again, look at come with the men, come with the men, DC, Budgie, Jack Brown, Flanagan, Kelly, they're all now standing up, massive experience between them.
Morgan Gary doing something similar on the far side of the field, gives it back once again. It's Budgie trying to hold on to, dinks it into the corner. Kelly goes off on a run again to the far side of the pitch, pushed in the back by Dermot Ryan, and that is as important as any score, because all of a sudden we could have a situation, Tommy, of what would be a 6-point swing. Not that long ago it was Cratloe in front by 3. An opportunity now for Ballyea to go 17-14 ahead with 12 to play.
Yeah, and again, look at the quality of the ball. I think they needed to get it into a foot race between Kelly and Ryan, because if it's 50-50, I think there'll only be one winner. But in fairness, look at Ryan was just a bit rash. Of course, he knows if Kelly had picked up that ball, that I'm just looking at the score: 125 to 215 for Kilmaley after 80 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, so Kilmaley is still holding that advantage, and Tony Kelly will make sure, will he? He will. It's now Ballyea holding a 3-point advantage, 17 points to 14. What a turnaround this has been. Bit of running repairs going on, I think, with the footwear down there of Niall Deasy. He'll get the Blue Predators back on eventually, as Kieran Conley's inside looking after him, offering water there to Pierce Lillis, who says
we had no Predators in the day. We didn't. We had all Blackthorn.
Yeah. Blackthorn. They called you a predator in the square though back in the day, didn't they? They never wanted to see you inside around
us. Up again 8.
Yeah, so that is Shane Gleeson coming on, and into Boyce, I think, is making way here. Yeah, no, he's not. 17 is still out here.
Forward, I would imagine.
He's just directing.
It's inside.
The board hasn't come up yet, so they're not 100% sure. I think Kevin Curry is fine and cool here underneath us.
Is it Podge?
Yeah, it's Podge.
Podge has gone off. Yeah.
Yeah, so Podge makes way.
Not happy looking either, I don't think.
Yeah, well, of course they have the break in the football as well, so that's not a consideration. I'd say Milton's involvement in that playoff next week probably dictated Conor not playing this evening for Kilmaley.
We spoke about his influence in the game in the first half, but you know, in the second half he just struggled to get in, and they had moved him forward into the inside line, but the management thought otherwise.
Game right in the melting pot at the moment. It is Ballyea now leading 17 points to 14. We've just 10 plus the additional time to go in this particular contest. Custy Construction, our commentary sponsors. Yeah, we're watching Podge coming up the sideline here in front of us, just bypassing the Ballyea bench here at the moment. And when play will resume over on the far side, it'll be a line ball for the Ballyea men. Now, it doesn't look to be overly injury related, I have to say, watching coming off here.
Yeah, no, not a happy man, I think. What did they say? Players win matches and management lose them. Is that what they said?
Something like that, yeah. We know all about it. Jack Brown takes the line ball. It said Costello that picks it up, goes for a solo down the far side. Liam Markham goes out to meet him, so he sends it into the corner, but this time it's Dermot Ryan that's out in front. Kelly is right there with him though. Kelly gets a little touch to it, but it's only enough to give it out to Conor McGrath, again facing his own goal. Now he spins and looks the other way and lofts a high long ball down on top of Darren Neville. Paul Flanagan is there with him, but he was on his back, and that's going to be a free in for Cratloe, and that's going to take them back to a 2-point margin. And you just wonder, like, you see how isolated Darren Neville is inside there. If Ballyea are allowed to come out and shut things down, that's their game. Whereas if Cratloe went a bit more expansive and shoved their half forward line up, would they get more joy?
Yeah, I suppose they're trying to maybe, you know, to get Darren Neville into the game by making it a one-on-one again. A former pupil, I'd say, Paul Flanagan, so he'll know all about these boys.
He's meeting them all this evening, and that ball has gone between the posts from the free, so that is 17 points Ballyea, 15 Cratloe, 51-16 is what the clock will tell us. The ball is dropping down the field once again. It's going beyond Kelly and Ryan. It's breaking in behind. It's Cayman Deegan, Owen Deegan, it's coming out to have a look at that one, and he does well. Dinks it out to Liam Markham, who in turn just touches it around the corner, shall we say, to Owen Carey. Back to Markham once again. Are they overdoing this? It is certainly high stakes stuff. Ty Glohan does get turned over, and Niall Deasy goes in, and he's been fouled, and again you can see Dermot Ryan's absolute frustration. I'm not sure is that with the free decision or indeed the fact that, you know, 4 or 5 little dinky passes there when you could just let the ball rip down. But of course then, like what we're talking about, watch back here, Jack Brown sitting on the 45.
That's what I was just going to say. I mean, you know, and get that ball, you know, over Jack Brown or inside him, you know, against that breeze from back there is a yellow card, I think, for something probably that was said by Liam Markham.
Yeah,
I think Niall Malone flashed the yellow.
So it'll be a free in for Ballyea, and the water being shared around. Kelly has the helmet back on the head. Niall Deasy back to full health, jogging in towards the square, and this will be a chance now for Kelly to just put that arms linked between them once again. 18-15.
Coming up to 7 minutes going plus.
Yeah. Let's see, it'll go fairly high, that's for sure, but the net will catch it, but it's gone between the posts before it did all that. 18-15, it is Ballyea in front, and what has been a brilliant second half turnaround. Remember at the break it was Cratloe 4 in front, now it's Ballyea 3 in front, so a 7-point swing in this second half. Jack Brown breaks the ball down, there goes Owen Carey just past the 65 metre line, trying to play it inside once again, but Paul Flanagan, absolutely safe as houses, drives out with that ball, plays it out here towards Daniel Costello. Pierce Lidis, he works back deep, stands and lets rip the ball away down the field once again, looking for Cian Kirby. A crossfield ball, it bounces into his hand. Oh, he sells the dummy there to David Collins. Here comes Cian Kirby. How's the finish on this one? Absolutely brilliant is the answer to that score. And DC is down again. Another challenge on him late on, I think, but that was a brilliant score from Cian Kirby. But as you said, what a ball from Pierce Lidis, over the top into the middle. It bounced into his hand, but when he landed on the ground, the little jink to sell the dummy to David Collins. Ballyea by 4. It's a full swing from half time, 19-15.
Yeah, and again, look at the clock is ticking down, so Cratloe probably will need a goal to get back into the game, but you know, they're just struggling. I think they had more time and space on the ball in the first half, but I think Ballyea have closed them down well in the second half.
Brilliant defensive work that back there from Peter Casey, just lets his delivery down on top of DC, who's back onto his feet once again. It's broken down there by Jamie Moylan. Kelly goes looking to try and pick up the break. Dermot Ryan with him once again, just sweeps the ball away from him. Conor McGrath one-handed, just didn't and get it going, and Liam Markham is there. He's been fouled, free in for Cratloe just on the 65-metre line. So with 6 minutes to go plus the additional time, we're probably looking at 2 or 3 given the subs, certainly 8 if not 9 minutes left, and now the sun decides to make its appearance through the clouds to try and blind us here for these closing stages. But this is a very, very important free for Ian Constantine.
It is, yeah, because I mean a 4-point game, you're chasing that. Bring this back to a 1-score game, albeit a goal. So crucial one now for Ian Constantine. Now he's struck him well all day.
A very welcome moment for fans of Clare GA to come in just a minute. I'll tell you about that as we watch Ian Constantine's free go between the posts. The return of Cathal McInerney, injured in that opening football game against Éireog with a hamstring issue. He's back onto the pitch. It is Cathal Lohan that's going to make way. So Cratloe obviously feeling that they need the killer instincts of this man, and obviously from a sporting fan's perspective, fantastic to see him back on the pitch. He has been one of the brilliant club and county players of the last decade or more. Yeah,
and again it's about getting him on the ball and getting him into the play. And maybe they probably think they may need a goal.
That sunshine is actually creating huge problems, isn't it, for everybody? Look at Deegan inside the goal with the hurley up, trying to just knock it down, and it's going to be a free for the Cratloe men. It was Kelly that was fouled by David Collins. That's the combination, and there's a little bit of afters as well, but Kelly really being involved there. And again, they continue to have a little chat after the free. It's going to be inwards though from a Ballyea perspective to send them 4 in front, and if they keep this 4-point gap, well, then it sends Cratloe hunting for green ones, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah, and I think that that's the crucial thing. I think Ballyea now just need to keep that scoreboard ticking over, and run down that clock. Now, not sit back and defend it, but not allow that goal that Cratloe crave.
Tony Kelly will crave another point to his tally, or dead straight in front of the posts. 20 points to 16 if he lands it. Right now it's 19-16. An iconic date and an iconic scoreline. Here comes Kelly with the free, and 20 points to 16 is how it happens, and I'll get a few brownie points here. 2016 a big date as well, Tommy, the year I got married.
All right, yeah. Kilmaley won 27, Scariff 217, 30-23 with 23 minutes gone.
Very good. Gudgy. Tommy's obviously not interested in my wedding. Across the ball. You were. Fikra Kirby puts the ball in, and it goes to the left-hand side and wide. It stays 2016 as the puck out will come now from Owen Deegan. He'll go to the far side of the pitch. This sun is creating absolute havoc, I have to tell you. It just slips beyond Shane Gleeson there behind him. It's Darren Moylan trying to pick up that ball. Was he pushed in the back? Referee says no, and the ruck develops over there, and it's going to be a line ball going the way of Ballyea. So we have 3.5 minutes left to go. It's Ballyea who have turned this around from being 4 down at half time to being 4 up right now, and Cratloe really now are looking to see how they can get those goals. And I suppose with Jack Brown sitting back though, it makes it all that more difficult.
Yeah, and they won't be in any hurry on dead balls, puck out, freeze line balls. They have all that experience and know how to run down that clock, not to take any chances. Their experience is invaluable.
Jack Brown eventually finds Darren Moylan with the line ball, but it's blocked down, but it's going to be tidied up. This Tygo Hulacan trying to break away from Mark O'Brien, does well to hold on to it. Gudgy's just out ahead of him. He's been fouled. Great work by Tyg. He's been absolutely so solid in this game.
Yeah, his experience, you can't buy it. You just said there, Gudgy, they're not following Cratloe out the field. They're sitting, holding their half back line in place. They know now that Cathal McInerney is on, so they don't want to allow any good ball to go in there, which might open up a defence to get a goal. Kelly now from inside his own 65, is it?
Yeah, he certainly is. He's looking at the goals away to our right hand side. Right now, it's 20 points to 16, Ballyea in front. That ball stays out to the right-hand side and wide. So game still here in the melting pot. 2 plus the additional time to go as we will be getting ready very shortly to name our Patrick Burkmans, our man of the match. Substitution.
Ballyea, is it? Yeah, 28.
James Murphy, a man that knows plenty about it. Captain as well of one of their championship wins, if I'm not mistaken.
Looked like he's going into the defence, is he?
Yeah, just to try and shore things up. That'd be his forte. Again, the sun has disappeared as quickly as it appeared. Just straight out over the Tom Morey stand here, and it is Darren Moylan is the man that's going to be coming off.
I thought he had a really, really good second half, over on that far wing there. Won all the ball that needed to be won, and, these deliveries were crucial.
So Niall Malone says, hang on a second, lads, all this substitution stuff isn't sorted yet, I think, is it?
His hand up again.
Yeah, no, Darren Moylan hasn't come off here down to our left-hand side, so now he's jogging off. So Cratloe now really are in the teeth of seeing their championship season come to an end. It's Ballyea leading 20 points to 16. We've 59 minutes on the clock. Mike Deegan gets a yellow card. He was trying to go from one sideline to the other. So that's something they've been fairly consistent on throughout the championship, in fairness to our officials. And as ever, I think Niall Malone has done a good job tonight.
Staring down the barrel of leaving the championship, you need to get communications in, with the players, and it's tough. He took one for the team.
He certainly did. And Owen has taken the puck out, dropping it down on top of Conor McGrath. Jack Brown trying to fight for it there. Cathal McInerney with him as well. Jack breaks out and Jack wins his free. When you need experience, when you need leadership, Jack Brown is the man. 4 minutes of additional time.
Yeah, I think Andrew Fahey indicated Kelly to come out now. He's in no hurry.
He'll stroll away out, but I'd say Niall Malone will probably pause the watch at the same time.
Looks like Jamie Moylan has taken him now, and Dermot Ryan has gone to centre forward onto Jack Brown. Dermot Ryan is up here now, so
I'd say it's just a case of let it long and see can someone work off the break, isn't it? So we'll watch Kelly.
Moylan, I think, has picked. Well, he followed out Kelly, so
Kelly with the free, just shy of his own 45-metre line, pretty much dead straight in front of the post as he comes to line up this one. Here comes Tony Kelly. Right now, Ballyea leading by 4. Kelly's ball is flying straight between the posts. It's Ballyea by 5. What a turnaround this has been in this second half. They lead 21 points to 16. 60 minutes on the clock. 4 of the additional time to be played. Now it'll be up to Cratloe to respond. Up goes Jack Brown. Ball goes back to the ground. Conor McGrath's over there. So too Cathal McInerney. Hurley around the neck, I thought. Cathal got away from it though. Dinks the ball inside. Was there someone fouled there? Paul Flanagan burst clear. Darren Neville was the man trying to come onto the ball. It's sent away down the pitch once again. That's Keane Kirby. Fikra's off his shoulder. Keane decides, you know what, let's let rip myself. That is the score that just might seal it. 22 points Ballyea, 16 points for Cratloe. 61 minutes on the clock. The puck out is quick to David Collins. It has to go back though because Niall Malone hadn't indicated the whistle, and there was words as well there in the boys. Gets a yellow card for some bit of protestations, we should call them.
All that ruck that there, it probably would have adjudged maybe that it went against them, but you're talking about a man of a match. I think today the experience has really come to the fore. Flanagan, Jack Brown, Kelly, DC, but for me I think Gudgie epitomises everything that Ballyea are. He fought, he scored, he used his experience, and Kelly and had a great battle up front, but for me I think Gudgie, anything that Ballyea did, Gudgie was involved in it.
So our Patrick Burke-Menzer man of the match is Garrod Gudgie O'Connell. He is also captain on Forna of Ballyea, who look to be heading towards the quarterfinals of the TUS Clare Senior Hurling Championship with a 22-16 lead right now, with 2 minutes of additional time to play here in 6 Mile Bridge. The sun is gone, but the heat's still here on this pitch as the ball is played out by Inda Boyce to Shane Gleeson. Let's rip right inside. It is going to be all duck or no dinner now from a Ballyea point of view as they try to keep out Cratloe. Down they go. Rian Constantine is injured. Conor McGrath. The ball is going to be taken away. It's Daniel Costello. Out it comes to Gudgie. Looks up, gets the hand pass clear. Out they come with it once again. This is going to be let rip from distance once again by Keane Kirby. And Keane Kirby has found the mark with his second point in a row. And it is now Ballyea stretching clear. They lead by 23 points to 16. And Tommy, if you were to put it into national hunt parlance, they just hit the milling road and kept going.
Yeah, and I think, when I previewed the game yesterday evening with Derek and Seamus, I just thought that the greater experience, and I think that's the difference between the team. Cratloe came out and they played very well in the first half, but I think the start after half time, we wondered what would Cratloe do. I think Ballyea picked up the pace after half time, got the first 3 or 4 scores, but I think the experience down the middle of Flanagan, Jack Brown, Gudgie, Pierce Lillis came into the game a good bit here. DC got the scores. Kelly, while it wasn't free flowing, he never gave it up. He fought, he got the frees, he scored the frees, but and then I think the rest of them stepped up. The Kirbys I think have stepped up. Daniel Costello, very, very good, I think, and Moylan on the far side. And I think it's Gavin that's coming in now, I think, for the
Mossy, he's going to come in for the last couple of minutes, and so too for Cratloe will Sam Sheehy. Making way for Ballyea will be Niall Deasy.
This is disappointing at this time of the year. I think he probably went over on his ankle as he turned. That ground is unforgiving, but a sad way for. Rian was one of their standout players. showed well for the ball, got all the frees and that. So disappointing end to the match for Ian Considine. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, and of course they had the couple of weeks to the football.
DC came off, I think, was it?
Yeah, DC came off. Yeah, so he had shipped a couple of tackles there a while ago. So give him a little
warrior. Yeah,
absolutely. 23 points to 16, and in Park Kissogue, the latest score we have is Kilmaley 131, Scariff 218. So a 10-point lead there for Kilmaley in that game.
Yeah, good scoring again, isn't it? 131. I think that consistency. Kilmaley will take great confidence from that. 3 games, 3 wins, 3 good performances, 3 high scoring games.
Paul Flanagan puts the ball across, almost playing in Mossy Gavin immediately, but Liam Markham tidies things up. Maybe one last throw of the dice for Cratloe, although it would look like it might be beyond them just now. It's David Collins coming down this left hand side, the younger of the 3, sends it into the corner looking for Mark O'Brien. Again, the ball breaks in front of him. He does well to hold on to it. Again, he's wrapped up there by Tygo Hulacan and left under no illusions that you will not be going past me once, twice or at all this afternoon.
And again,
this is just a drop it in moment, isn't
another one of these younger new players that have really played well this evening. So I suppose Ballyea would have been considered to be in transition, but the older lads stood up, but the younger lads took part.
Mark O'Brien puts it in and it's taken off the line. It was Darren Neville got the touch. Now what a save that was inside from Oisin Griffin, and it's Mossy Gavin trying to bring it away down this near side of the pitch. We're very much now in the added time as he puts the ball all the way across. It might be an opportunity. Off Fikra stood to strike and it was hooked as he did that. Cratloe turn it over. Down the line it comes. Here's Colin McInerney. He has Ty Glowan off his shoulder. He takes the ball forward, takes his 4 steps, maybe a few with it, out to Conor McGrath. He's met there by Peter Casey. He had to set his feet back again to Conor McInerney or to Paul, and it's a brilliant save off the line from Oisin Griffin, and Jack Brown just whips the ball out over the sideline. Niall Malone blows the full-time whistle to confirm the full-time score of Ballyea 23 points, Cratloe 16. Robbie Hogan's men into the quarter-finals once again for Cratloe. The season comes to an end.
Yeah, unfortunately, I suppose, and we spoke about the importance of the game and what it held. And I think when push came to shove and the pressure came on, I think Ballyea could fall back on all that experience and know-how and knowledge and of the older players, but the younger players really have blended in well. The 2 Kirby's, as I said, Costello, Moyle and O'Hulacan, really well. And then you have the old dogs, and I hope they don't mind me saying that, but the likes of Doohan, Pierce Lillis and those who just dogged it out, and they know their position. Give it to someone in a better position, but a big win for Ballyea, a statement victory, I think, for Cratloe. Disappointment on the day, but I don't think in the second half performance they have any complaints.
It's just a victory for persistence, isn't it? I think it was level at 14 points apiece. Ballyea went in front at 15-14, and from there on, you can see 23-16 for a finish.
Yeah, you could see that that Cratloe were struggling to create chances up front. Ballyea, that a half-time lead was eroded very quickly, and again Ballyea just saw it out. And again, I can't emphasise the experience that Ballyea have is invaluable, because you can coach it. I think you develop it and you gain it for over years of hurling, but look at Ballyea will be delighted. Cratloe, I think, will probably be disappointed with the second half. I think they played very, very well in the first half, set out their stall, but just on the day, Ballyea overall the better team.
So they're into the quarterfinals. Cratloe exit the championship. So it's Kilmaley 1, Ballyea 2, Cratloe 3 and Scariff 4. That is how the Group 4 group of death, as they were calling it, in the TUS Clare Senior Hurling Championship has finished up. We have as well here on Clare FM for this evening's broadcast. My thanks to Tommy here on analysis, to Chris and Brian and all the crew back at base, and to our commentary sponsors who are Custy Construction and Patrick Burke Menswear for their kind sponsorship once again of our man the match selection this evening, going to Garrod Gudgie O'Connell. That wraps us up here on air, and also thanks to Mike and all the crew with Stream Sport and Clare GA TV as well for linking in on this broadcast. Lots of more to come tomorrow as well. Of course, we'll get some reaction for you here as well. But here on Clare FM, it is back to studio we go. Plenty of music to keep you going on your Saturday night.